Hey, how's it going, everybody? Let's talk about every game happened on October 23rd, the second day of the season. We got quite a few games, and we learned a lot in the early season, especially the rotations for a lot of new teams and usage. But again, it's just one game. If your player is not doing so well, always have a little bit more patience. You gotta wait for at least a week or two to see. For the Pacers, they got the win versus Detroit. That's good. 115-109. And Tyrese Halliburton, usually a top five pick in category leagues. He played interesting. Only 4 assists this game. He's known for his assists, but only 4 here. 3 steals and two blocks is amazing. Shooting percentage is low, but I'm not worried too much. It's just one game. But not sure why he only got 4 assists. He's supposed to be getting 10 to 11 assists a game. Siakam got 9. Andrew Nimhart got 7. They still have the same squad. I don't know why he only have 4. Very interesting. Something to monitor. Because if he's averaging just 6 assists a game, which is still decent, 6 or 7, that is nowhere near the first round value. Yeah. So it is a bit concerning, but maybe just one game. Or maybe this is how Detroit play defense. They want him to score more, shoot more. Miles Turner, 4 blocks, great. That's what he does. But I think at this point we know Miles Turner who he is. He's very up and down, and then obviously with blocks, he's very up and down as well. Siakam, great, no turnover, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 steals, just doing his thing. But again, Siakam is not gonna go for big points. The Pacers offense, they really spread it out. Nobody's really gonna have crazy scoring. And James Wiseman, if you guys haven't seen the video, go check it out. Looks like it's a torn Achilles because he thought somebody kicked him from behind, so he looked back and kept looking. Pretty bad, but yeah, I mean the guy just, I don't know, he wasn't, this is what he's here for. He hasn't been good. And then you add this injury on top. When he does come back next year, if it is a torn Achilles, at this point, how many teams has he been on? Nobody wants him, so must be rough. The rest of the Pacers guys, they're not really fantasy relevant. For Detroit, Tobias Harris, the latest addition, and I think a lot of people have high hopes for him, and he should get good enough usage. The problem is if you're a veteran on a young team, as we get to the end of the season, what's going on with the minutes, or are you even going to play games? So that's the main concern. Didn't play so well, 13 points and nothing else, and had a block, but what he does, he scored efficiently, grabbed some rebound, but no assists and no defensive stat has been his weakness in fantasy. Jalen Duren, minutes is great, 30 minutes, hit his free throws, but again, Jalen Duren is kind of like DeAndre Ayton, where he just doesn't get a lot of blocks. If he averages 2 blocks a game, then he's a top 30 player. But top 20 even, I don't know. But he doesn't get blocks. Just doesn't get a lot of blocks. Jaden Ivey shot the ball okay. Is he a must roster? He give you good volume stats if you need that, sure. And Kate Cunningham, still 10 for 23, 28 points is great, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Yeah, for him, again, same thing. Counting numbers look good, but to take it to the next level, he's really got to improve his efficiency or maybe get more defensive stats. But no surprises for both teams in opening night. The second game is the Cleveland destroyed Toronto Raptors 136-106. Jarrett Allen and Mobley, I mean, they all play kind of low minutes, but they just got a huge amount of defensive stats. So this is an amazing game for Mobley right out of the gate. 25 points, 9 rebounds. But again, these guys, if Mobley is a top 10 player the first 2 weeks, try to trade him, always. Try to trade him for, because a lot of his value coming from the defensive stats as well. Jarrett Allen had 4 blocks, great. Donovan Mitchell, first game, yeah. I was, a little bit concerned for Darius Garland. Last season, he was hurt a lot. 23 minutes here, 6 assists, 7 points. People have high expectations of him. I don't know the assist numbers for him is very, very key. That's a big part of his value. But how many, in terms of points, I don't think he's gonna score 23 points a night. I don't think they got a lot of guys on this team can score, right? Obviously, Donovan Mitchell is the first option. So if he's not going to score a lot of points, assist-wise, I don't think he's going to crack 8 assists. So he's going to make more threes and get more steals. Is he doing that this season? I'm not sure. But if you're looking for guard stats, he does give you a lot. And if you're punting field goal, right, he does well, or punting turnovers. And that's it for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Not much else is going on. For the Toronto Raptors, I think Emmanuel quickly got hurt. That is extremely unlucky on the first game. What was his injury? Pelvic contusion. Okay, hopefully it's not too serious. He's listed questionable, I guess. Grady Dick. A lot of people drafted him. Had 2 blocks, which is surprising, but to me, he seems like he scored a little bit and hit threes. And RJ Barrett did not play, so Ochai came in. I don't know what's going on with RJ, to be honest. But he should come back soon. And OG Anunoby had a horrible game. To be fair, Cleveland interior defense is amazing, and Scotty Barnes would struggle pretty. He's a guy that's getting drafted in the second round, and he really needs to maintain his defensive stats. He had like 1.5 steals and 1.5 blocks, something like that. If either category drops, then his ranking is going to drop by a lot. Because I don't think he's going to all of a sudden be efficient or score 25 points. Jacob Poeltl, no defensive stats, 9 rebounds. No, okay. He needs to be rostered, obviously. But, the entire Raptor team didn't play so well, so that's fine. We move on to the next one. Hopefully better. The next game is, Sixers don't have anybody here. So Bucks went in, beat them 124-109. Giannis Antetokounmpo, easy work, 25 points, but 9 for 16 from the free throw line is what's hurting his value. And if you have Giannis, you gotta pump free throws. 14 rebounds, 7 assists. Taurean Prince, wow. He got 30 minutes. He's not really fantasy relevant. He's just a streamer, from time to time until, what's his name? Chris Middleton comes back. Gary Trent Jr. is on this team. I did not know that. You could always stream him if he got like 30 minutes for, points and for steals and threes mainly. Brook Lopez with 6 blocks. He's still doing it. If you can trade him for, add him to a 2-for-1 to trade for a better player, yes. 90% of his value coming from his blocks. Yeah, you're just getting him for blocks. Because as a center, he doesn't really have good field goal. I guess threes, he give you threes. Because usually centers, they give you field goal, rebounds, and blocks. He only give you blocks. He doesn't really get that many rebounds either. Then okay rebounds. Damian Lillard, this is a key year for him. Last year, nobody really talked about him, to be honest. Being quiet. But last year, they were supposed to be the top team in the Eastern Conference after that trade. One of the top teams because they made this trade. 30 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Yeah, this is the first game for him. But fantasy-wise, it's just going to be hard for him to be at the level he was in Portland. But as long as he go to the line 8 or 9 times, if he can do that and shoot a 90 clip, he's going to be, in category leagues, he's going to give you a lot of value. Because free throws, they're hard to get. It's also high barriers. The Sixers, a lot going on with Sixers. Embiid and Paul George, they're both out the first week, pretty much. And the NBA, launched an investigation on Embiid sitting out. They're basically trying to see, you can't just sit a guy if he's healthy, right? So we'll see what happens. Maybe Embiid play more. I don't know. I doubt it. And these type of investigations, I don't know how they would investigate because players can just say, yeah, I'm feeling, sore over here. I can't play. So we'll see. Tyrese Maxey, his usage goes up, but just horrible game here. 25 points, still in the block, 2 threes. He needs Embiid for sure to improve his efficiency. Andre Drummond, 13 rebound, but nothing else. Yeah, you have Andre Drummond until Embiid comes back. That's a no-brainer. Caleb Martin played 37 minutes, had a block. Kelly Oubre Jr. for sure. As long as Paul George is out, you stream him. I think it's the same, same thing from last year. If Kelly Oubre Jr. is gonna get some shots with guys out. Moving on to the next scene, the Magic destroyed the Miami Heat. The Magic, they're good. Well, they were good last year, a couple years. I think at one point 2 years ago, they were like the number one, number two seed, and they kind of just fell off. And Paolo Banchero, amazing. 33 points, a steal on the block, hit his free throws, good efficiency with 4 threes. If Banchero played like this, I would also try to trade him. That's if you're not punting those efficiency categories. Because the bad free throw night, they're going to come. And once they come, his rankings will drop. If your friends, they all follow Basketball Monster or whatever, right? His rankings could go from 15 to 40. And then you can trade him. Yeah, now maybe you're able to trade him because his ranking look high. But those bad free throw nights, they will come. Fred Wagner, 23 points, 2 steals in a block, and 3 threes. Okay. He did that in 23 minutes. That is impressive. Wendell Carter Jr., how about him? 27 minutes, 14 rebounds, 2 steals. This is the same thing with him every year. I just, if you're looking for rebounds, you could have him, but he doesn't give you blocks as a center. He shoots threes like Brook Lopez, except he doesn't really get any blocks. He does grab rebound, so that's his value. I don't think he's a must roster. And Jalen Suggs, is he hurt? Why did he play 12 minutes? He just got paid too. That is extremely weird. Jalen Suggs only got 12 minutes. I guess he did have 3 personal fouls. They play Anthony Black 28 minutes, and this is also a blowout and all that. KCP, just a streamer, If you're looking for threes and defensive stats, if they have a back-to-back, Garrett Harris played 20. Yeah, I think it's because this is a blowout. The minutes are all over the place. You still hold Jalen Suggs, I think. For the Miami Heat, this is a bad game for them. Jimmy Butler goes 1 for 8, minus 30. Is he old or he just trying to shake off the dust from the summer? Buy low on Jimmy Butler if he continues to struggle. I don't think, like per game basis wise, Jimmy Butler is going to be a top 30 player. I don't think there's any question. Just because he gets in category leagues, of course, because he gets so many steals and free throws. Those two things are not going to change, I don't think. But yeah, first game not so good. Nikola Jovic got the start. That's interesting. Played 24 minutes. He could be a good fantasy player. If he gets 30 minutes a night, I would roster him and just see how things go. Bad, horrible game, yeah. Oh, just horrible. And Tyler Hero, 14 points. I mean, he gave you points and assists and some threes. Good enough. And Terry Rozier actually had the best game out of everybody. He somehow played 32 minutes. But you know what you're going to get from Terry Rozier. Some scoring, some rebounds, some assists. But, bad field goal. Moving on to the next one, the Brooklyn Nets lost to Atlanta Hawks. And, the both teams actually interesting, especially the Nets, because, they got all these guys. Well, how about Cam Thomas? 36 points, 3 steals, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. Yeah, he's going to take a lot of shots. Going to take a lot of shots, and he's going to make a lot of threes. Really good first game, but realistically, I think he's going to average between 20 to 25 points. I don't think he's going to average 25, to be honest. 22, 23, I can't see that for sure. 3 steals is really, really nice. But again, these type of players, if they rank super high, try to trade them. I don't think this type of performance is sustainable. And even if he averaged 30, then the scouting report is gonna if he's actually a contributor to winning basketball, then the opposing defense is gonna change. Maybe double team him and trap him. So then his scoring is gonna go down. Yeah, if nobody else on the Nets can score. Dennis Schroeder, 7 assists. You may need to roster him for the assists. The minutes is good, but I also just let's say you have a good first half of the season, I'll try to trade Dennis Schroeder because Ben Simmons surprisingly played really, really well, to be honest. He had 5 fouls in 24 minutes, but if it wasn't for the fouls, he might play even more. I just don't know his back injury. They were saying, his back is 100% now. I'm not sure. This is also another guy. If he plays well, I would also try to trade him just because all the hype of what he could do, right? People know. Assist and rebound really good. And one big thing that he would bring years in the past is a lot of defensive stats. I don't know with all the injuries that he had, is he gonna bring all the defensive stats? Maybe, but the assist for sure is very very solid. Cameron Johnson, just a mad player. He hit some threes, hit 14 points, is okay. And they started. Okay, this is actually concerning. They started Dorian Finney-Smith versus the Atlanta Hawks, and they have Clint Capella. I'm not sure why they did that. Then Claxton value is, I would maybe try to buy low on, obviously taking on some risk, but I think Claxton is still going to be a really good shot blocker, and he should be getting minutes. I think this game is just, I don't know. He came off the bench, played 50 minutes. I don't really understand that. And this guy Jalen Wilson got 33 minutes as well. So the Nets rotation for sure is interesting. But if anybody that performed, I feel like there's just a lot of uncertainty with especially the young guys. So if they're playing super super well, I would try to sell high or buy low on these players. For the Atlanta Hawks, they also did a couple changes. It looks like Dyson Daniels is a starter, and he's gonna get 30 plus minutes. So he's an absolutely must roster. And I know he can bring a lot of defensive stats, 5 steals in the block, but it is against the Nets, and he should get some assists as well. So absolutely must roster. Trae Young played, just kind of did his thing, 30 points with 14 free throws, 12 assists, and still in the block. If Trae can bring those defensive assist stats up, that obviously helps his fantasy game. That's one of his biggest weaknesses. Jalen Johnson played well, but 6 turnovers, 3 for 8 from the free throw line. Those are both very concerning. But the counting numbers look really good. 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. And the minutes is also very, very high. At the center, Clint Capella played just 20 minutes, and Okongwu played 28 because Okongwu was going off. But Okongwu probably a sell high if you can. I feel like probably just a situation they split the minutes most nights. And I think Okongwu should be the better option than Capella. I don't know if Capella is a must roster, to be honest. If you really need the rebounds, sure. DeAndre Hunter still had 25 minutes. He's not really fantasy relevant. And Bojan Bogdanovic, do not drop him. He's really, really good because he makes so many threes. And the Atlanta Hawks, they always have some injuries, just like any other team. So Bogdan will have a lot of usage especially when Trae Young is out. And the number 1 pick, Zachary, plays just 90 minutes. His drop. I don't think we need to wait for more games, to be honest. They're just not gonna play him 30 minutes. And honestly, it fit better. Next to Trae, you need like a defensive guard, Dyson Daniels. So Dyson Daniels for sure, if he's out there on the waiver wire, go grab him. He's not gonna play like this every game, but yeah. The next one is also an interesting game. Bulls versus the Pelicans, 111-123. And it's good to look at the minutes because Josh Giddey and Lonzo Ball, right? Josh Giddey played 30 minutes here, which is great. Maybe I don't really worry about the stats too much here. Just mainly look at the minutes. Not the best game, no defensive stat, but efficiency was kind of bad, and he was a minus 22. But are we gonna have a situation where Lonzo Ball plays more and more minutes? I don't know. If Lonzo does play 20 minutes a night, that means Josh Giddey or somebody's losing the minutes. Or Kobe White, I don't know. They're playing Kobe White at the shooting guard. Kobe White had a decent game with 8 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and a block. He brought the defensive stats. He's absolutely must roster. And Zach LaVine's, first game back, 27 points, played okay with 5 threes. Good efficiency, but Zach LaVine, the problem with him is no defensive stats, right? That's his biggest weakness. And they started Patrick Williams. And Vucevic is at the center, 21 points, 11 rebounds. Yeah, Vucevic doesn't give you any defensive stats. That, again, is the most concerning part. We go to the Pelicans. Yeah, DeJounte Murray, it looks like he broke his left hand or something. Or then he's going to be out a couple of weeks. That CJ McCollum's value goes up. And I think Brandon Ingram will get a few more. Brandon Ingram was great here. 33 points, 2 steals and block. He kind of gets disrespected in fantasy, I think, year over year. He give you 20 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, but that's it. Don't really make a lot of threes. Efficiency wise, he was okay, but not outstanding, and no defensive stats. But here, 2 steals and block is great. If you drafted this guy late, I mean like 70, 80 pick, yeah, that's a lot of value. That's a good pick. CJ, 23 points, 5 assists, a steal and a block, 5 threes. Actually, a pretty good line, 5 threes. Daniel Theis, yeah, they got rid of Valanciunas. So Daniel Theis is their starting center. And their backup center is Missy, this guy. That's interesting. So their center seem kind of thin, not gonna lie. And Herbert Jones played 32 minutes. Well, he still needs to be rostered, but guys like that, he still got 2 steals. You kind of just need to hold them through. The next one is the Charlotte Hornets. They beat the Rockets. Also, 2 young teams. I think there's some fantasy implications. LaMelo, amazing. 34 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, a steal and a block. Yeah, I mean, LaMelo can really do this for the whole season. Not 34 points, but he can put up a lot of numbers. The problem is, can he stay healthy? And if the Charlotte Hornets is a bad team, are they going to play him, as we get to the end of the season? Brandon Miller also got injured. A lot of injuries just on day one. So Trey Mann maybe is somebody we can take a look. Maybe he get a few extra minutes. He played really well here. 24 points with 4 threes. Nick Richards, the same thing. This is actually crazy that Mark Williams is out again to start off the season. Because last year, he was drafted and he just did not play. He was day-to-day for the whole year. For now, we could stream Nick Richards if you need some rebound and blocks. Miles Bridges, really mediocre. Well, actually not bad. 9 rebounds, a steal and a block, but just 10 points. Took only 11 shots, which is surprising. I guess LaMelo Ball, now he's back. He's going to take a lot of usage away. Yeah. And Cody Martin, not really fantasy relevant. Charlotte Hornets is a young, exciting team, I feel like, if LaMelo stays healthy. The next, the Rockets, yeah, also a young, exciting team. How about Emperor Şengün? 34 minutes. For some reason, I think last year, they did not start him for whatever reason. If he can stay healthy, I do see him having a big season. 18 rebound, 5 assists, 4 steals, and block is nuts, and 25 points. Jalen Green, 28 points is amazing with 5 threes, but just look at the rest of his stat. But for now, he's getting 35 minutes. So it looks like him and Fred VanVleet, they're going to get, just 35 plus minutes a night. That means Amen Thompson, he's not going to get a lot of minutes. Taro Eason, these guys, unless somebody get hurt, right? And the Reed Shepard, the rookie with a lot of hype, only got 50 minutes. Yeah. So for now, it looks like the starter is just going to get bulk of the minutes. Right, Fred VanVleet, 14 points, 2 threes, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Not bad from Fred VanVleet. This is what he does. He doesn't give you a lot of points, but he'll give you threes. He took 11 threes. He's going to give you a lot of threes. He's going to give you assists and steals. He doesn't turn the ball over, really. Jabari Smith, 8 points. Very mediocre game. But I think he still needs to be rostered. And Dylan Brooks, he doesn't need to be rostered. If they have a back-to-back, yeah, you could stream him. Going on to the next one. Wow, this one is really close. The Grizzlies barely beat the Jazz on the road, 126. And, actually, all the starters play low minutes because of foul trouble. Ja Morant really good. 10 assists, 22 points, but that's what he does. Score and assist. Right? He still doesn't take a lot of threes. Efficiency-wise, his free throw is not so good either. Desmond Bane with 24 points. And also was in foul trouble. Zach Edey, that's the thing he has to. Well, Jaren Jackson Jr. is also out. I would still hold Zach Edey just to see. Right, 1 for 5 on the free throw is also bad. But if you need a big man, give you some scoring, some field goal, and rebounds, Edey could be a nice option. But I just don't know how much upside he has, to be honest. Santi Aldama went off, but you stream him until JJJ comes back. Marcus Smart now, he's starting at a small forward position. And he also has 5 fouls. Yeah, Marcus Smart needs to be rostered, obviously, but I just don't know if he can give you a lot of assists. It's mainly you roster him for the steals and some threes. That's it. a tough win. But the Jazz, how about the Jazz? How about Walker Kessler? Last year, like for a long time, they were playing John Collins. They were not starting him. If he can average 30 minutes, I think very comfortably he will be a top 50 player, depending on how many blocks he get. If he averaged 3 blocks, 2.7 blocks, which he could totally do, then in category leagues, that's really, really valuable. 14 rebounds as well. Just amazing game here. Maybe a sell high, to be honest. Um, yeah. And Keontae George, meanwhile, had a horrible game, 3 for 18. But just look at the usage. Still had 7 assists. So, they're going to go with him, right? They get Colin Sexton 25 minutes and Clarkson 25. That means they want to give Keontae George. If he's on the waiver wire somehow, I would go pick him up. And you're going to have games like this. He also went 5 for 9 from the free throw line, which is I'm not too concerned about it, but it's still weird to see him go 5 for 9. Maybe just a really bad night. Taylor Hendricks also is a guy that's get drafted later in the round. He provided a lot of defensive stats. Played 28 minutes here. If you have him, you can just write it out to see what happens. And Lauri Markkanen also went off. Lauri Markkanen on a per game basis, whenever he plays, he's great. But I would just look for other guys just because the Jazz, if they have a bad record, they're just gonna punt the rest of their seasons away, and they're gonna rest. They're gonna start resting players. We got 2 more games. We have the Golden State Warriors. They destroyed Portland, which is kind of should be, but they scored 139 points. That is, are they gonna be good when they don't have Klay Thompson? Steph Curry, easy work for him, 17 points, 10 assists. This is actually really good to see Steph, because last year with CP3, his assist number dipped a lot. And last year, he was not getting any steals. He's kind of old, so to be honest, the steal numbers, he's just not going to try as hard, like play those passing lanes or put his body out there to get those steals. But this is good to see, because we worry about his assists and steal numbers from last year. Scoring wise, not worried at all. There will be games he just take 10 shots. Who cares? 9 rebounds is also good. Andrew Wiggins, he starts. So Jonathan Kemba also start, and they started Trey Jackson Davis. If Trey Jackson Davis is still on the waiver wire, I would go pick him up. After this game, at least they're starting him. They're giving him at least 25 minutes. And he will produce. I think there will be some matchups maybe he doesn't play as much, and even different games. But for now, if he's getting 25 minutes to 30 minutes a night, I think he needs to be rostered. And who knows? Maybe he can be a consistent 30-minute starter if he's actually good, and Steve Kerr trusts him. And Draymond Green, also a decent game, but Draymond's upside, because he doesn't play 35 minutes anymore. The Warrior players, how Steve Kerr, he probably gets like 28 to 30 minutes. And he doesn't really score points. And his defensive stats really dipped a lot over the years. But obviously still a must roster. But I feel like Draymond Green is the type of player, if he have a good start of the season, I would try to trade him, because these guys are really veterans. I don't feel like they're going to go hard in the regular season. They're really pacing themselves. For the Portland, Fernie Simons, an okay game. We know he's not going to give you a lot of defensive stats. Probably high turnovers. But points and threes, I do expect him to get a lot. And, good free throw shooter. How about Daniel? And how about Danny Advia? 15 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks with 7 rebounds is really, really good. Must roster, but he still just played 27 minutes. So, he could have a big year, but still, he was just given 27 minutes here. DeAndre Ayton, 2 steals, 11 rebounds, 10 points. Okay, but went 5 for 12. But maybe Warriors are a good defensive team. So, as a team collectively, they didn't shoot so well. Jeremy Grant still chucking away 6 for 18, 16 points. Doesn't really offer anything else. He's another guy that If you have a couple good games, try to trade him. Tomani Kamara played 30 minutes. I don't think he's a great fantasy player, but if he's getting 30 minutes, we should also roster him just to see how things go. And Scoot Henderson came off the bench, had 22 points. If you look for points, you could have him, but yeah, it doesn't really give you anything else. And now he's coming off the bench. Maybe at some point he comes in, but playing a Fernie Simons and Scoot Henderson together, I feel like is a really, really bad idea. Just defensively, they probably get destroyed. And their young rookie Donovan Killigan, he was getting drafted a lot. I just don't know how they're gonna play him next to Aiton. So I don't know. You want to hold on him, sure, but he probably need to be dropped, to be honest. Moving on to the last game of the night, the Phoenix Suns beat the Clippers. This is a big game actually, and then this one went overtime. So low scoring game. KD's minutes is insane. 43 minutes, 3 steals and 1 block. Look at that. But again, weird. KD took 17 shots, and he actually took the most shot on the team. Because with Bradley Beal, I feel like they really spread the ball out, which doesn't help with their scoring, but it should help with their efficiency and assist. But again, very concerning. KD have 0 assists here. Bradley Beal had just 1 assist, and Tyus Jones has 8 assists. So that's another thing. But Booker still had 6. So does it mean Beal and KD did not really handle the ball all that much? Tyus Jones had 35 minutes. If Tyus Jones gets this type of minutes, he's gonna be a top 50 player. Playing with all these guys, his assist gonna be insane, right? He's gonna give you a bunch of steals. He hit some threes. That's top 50. In category leagues, of course, kind of low turnover guy as well, and good free throw. Yusuf Nurkic played just 22 minutes. He did have 4 fouls, so they went with Mason Plumlee, but Nurkic, if he can get 30 minutes, he will give you good rebounds and assists, and then the rest is, can he stay healthy, and how much defensive stats can he get? He's not gonna score all that much most nights. And Bradley Beal, if he just get 1 assist a game, that is no good. But 24 points for threes is good enough. And you probably picked up Bradley Beal really late anyway, so it's fine. And Devin Booker, first game only took 9 shots. I'm not too worried. I think there'll be games he takes over, but he's not gonna average like 27 points. Realistically, maybe like 20, 25 points. Yes, I still think he can average 25 points. But Phoenix Suns, if everybody is healthy, nobody's really gonna eat that much, to be honest. And how about James Harden, the Clippers? Until Kawhi Leonard comes back, and we don't know when that is, Harden, if he chucks 28 shots a game, he's gonna easily be a top 10 player, I think. Well, he also had 8 turnovers. That's pretty horrible. But only 8 assists too. That's surprising. He just took a lot of shots. 29 shots, 2 threes, 7 for 9. But this is certainly encouraging. He played 39 minutes as well while in overtime. But Kawhi is going to be out so much, and now with no Paul George, Harden really is going to carry a lot of the workload. And even when Kawhi does come back, Harden is going to have the ball in his hands all the time. So we'll see. He's also getting old. Norman Powell, if you want to, you could always, he's a stream guy. You could stream him. Zubac, that's his problem. 21 points and 9 rebounds is good, but no blocks. Yeah, and 5 for 8 from the free throw line is also kind of bad. How about Kevin Porter Jr.? He's back from Europe. This guy used to be, he does bring a lot of trouble. Couple times when he was with the Cavaliers, he had an altercation, and then he has some domestic violence issues. Now he's back, played 30 minutes. Maybe at some point they give him more minutes this season, but not right now. Derrick Jones Jr. is on this team. I didn't know that. 29 minutes. We could also stream him. What he does, get you defensive stats and some highlights. Terrence Mann, 27 minutes. Yeah, the Clipper guys really, you look at them, they're not really good fantasy players, to be honest. Most of them are not. But yeah, they need Kawhi back. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.